Welcome, everyone. I'm Astrologer Val Evans. Thanks for joining us today. We are so excited. You just saw us on Monday, but we've got more headlines. It's been a busy week. We are on every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. GMT. So hit the subscribe button to get your weekly notification. And if you're new here, welcome to the show. We show you how to break down your own predictions using notable people and events. And a special thanks to our replay crew, as well as the members that make this show possible, valedictorians. If you'd like to become one and support us, just click the join button and you'll get member content. And Ola from Spain, nice to see you. And Vicky, you're planting and your dog is helping you. That's fabulous. It sounds like a wonderful day. Jen, you said good afternoon, 85 and sunny Friday, Minneapolis. And hello, Linda. Nice to see you. We didn't catch you last time, so I'm glad you could join this time. Gibson's here. Inga's here. And thank you, Buckeye, Clay Fan, and of course, Angel, for moderating for us. Eleanor, great that you could come on today. Again, you are a regular, so we love all your input. I know, Gibson, I told her I did not want her to cut the bangs, and she did. And I told her, Astrocast, nice to see you from Australia, and Glasgow represented. Hello, Psychic Biker Gal. I love that. That's a great idea, like to have a psychic biker group. I'd go to Scotland for that one. Oh, I know, Angel. First of all, if you didn't catch the Elizabeth Hurley prediction, I also did Jessica Biel's and Justin Timberlake's and the Obamas the other day. If you're a member, you can go in and see that show. How's the weather over there in California?
Hot, hot, hot. Nearing 100. Yeah.
Oh
very,
my
very
God.
unusual for May. Yeah. It's a little warm.
It's a little warm for May?
Yeah.
Hello from Saudi Arabia. So you have something in common with Marie. Happy Mother's Day to all moms in the room, including pet moms. I was saying from the charts that early May 1st to the 6th, had something to do with Putin. Now, I was thinking that it would be some kind of disinformation. But what was happening that first week was Putin was going to meet with the president of China,
Right.
Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
And also, there were some oil spills. Yes, so nice. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Thank you, Marie. And I know there's so much family drama with the Beckhams showing Leo chaos right now for some Leos, not all Leos. And yeah, the trident. So there's so much Neptunian kind of stuff. We're going to be seeing spies. We're going to be seeing that Neptunian energy. But really what took place in these charts that we were looking at was that Neptune was the Pope, or it was a religious figure. So we're seeing all of these things happen at the same time, which I think is pretty wild. Then there was also a mention of Trump saying that falling oil prices mean Russia wants to settle a peace deal in Ukraine. I wanted to ask you what your thoughts were about this coming week.
I have a ruthless leader and I have a flip-flop, or it, like you said, revenge. And this didn't occur to me until I saw that as you started the show. It's a tit-for-tat, and it's someone who is wildly inappropriate or impulsive and is doing a flip-flop. I'm sort of seeing this like two-sided thing, or they have a stance here versus there. It's like they're doing a 180, and it's someone who is aggressive. These two cards definitely show me aggression, someone with a lot of power. And I also had to clarify the power card. And this could indicate a female energy, a very powerful woman. Doesn't have to be, but I was getting something about a leader flip-flopping or coming in hot with something.
You were saying something about, we were talking about the Navy 2 weeks ago, and there was just that Navy crash, and you were saying something's coming in hot with the Navy, and that sure was the case. And it was, I think it was on the SS Truman, and we were talking about crashes and presidents.
Yes.
So kind of weird. It was 1 week before that. So, but I think everybody's okay, and they were able to eject. The moon always giving us kind of female energy. And we were seeing how suddenly the Catholic women are coming out demanding equality. There's pink smoke, in Italy or wherever, and so that's coming out.
Yeah.
Now with the Knight, does that show anything about like the age of the person?
Younger, but 40s could be, but also military. This is a knight, sort of on
Mhm.
his horse. It's information, messages, people who communicate, but it can indicate an army or, yeah, boots on the ground, people with a weapon.
And aside from those clues, which I think definitely apply for present day, we were also seeing, I think from the charts, that there was so much military because we were honoring the military. Everyone in the UK, Europe was honoring the military. So that was also part of the whole equation there. April 25th and May 25th, this is what we have. We have the Pope. And so interesting, like Neptune is a Pope, and North Node, which means foreign, means a foreign Pope. For a lot of people are super excited about the Pope being American. There could be some issues that are coming up with regard to his past and some controversies. And did he turn his eye? Sometimes when you're in an organization, you're kind of forced to go along with the flow, and not everybody can be a hero when it comes to big issues. But I wonder if you could pull something to tell us what might happen maybe in the next month for this new American Pope with regard to the controversy.
Ace of Wands. This, I'm going to get a clarifier for that. That's someone who has a lot of, I think it's going to get resolved. I think he's going to be just fine. It's a blip. It's something that it's like a spark with that Ace of Wands. Ultimately, there's sort of joy and peace and contentment with it. I think it's probably a blip. I mean, not to say that it may not follow him in the background, but Ace of Wands. Yeah, I keep getting this idea of like, is he going to be, I feel like traded or switched or an exchange. I'm getting the word exchange. Is there an exchange around him?
A Pope exchange?
I don't know what the exchange part is, but it feels like it's not negative. It's not negative.
We might see quite a big furor over the fact that there are some really big issues that maybe weren't addressed. I am seeing there might be those revenge. We've already seen one revenge plot that didn't go so well. And those were that Iranian group that came in England and were thwarted. One example I've seen recently, we've seen a lot, but is the Karen Reed trial. She's having her second trial. And what does everyone have to go in and do in that trial? They have to go in and testify a second time, and they have to say everything the second time. So it's just that type of Gemini can be exhausting. Amber keeps getting that young guy card for Pope. I know we got younger, and didn't we get darker?
Yeah.
And so now we have this Peruvian American, and also interesting how it ties into the Nostradamus prediction that that's what he would be. That would be the profile. And I think he also said that this would be the last Pope. So can we ask you, will this be the last Pope?
It is interesting with all the feminists, activists sort of speaking up. Maybe that's happened in the past. The Gemini card. It's a yes in terms of a yes, no question, but I want to clarify because that feels like one more or two. Ooh,
two more.
Seven of Swords. I could be. He could be, but it could be that he's the Seven of Swords is like a lying, stealing cheat. It's a cheat. Yes. Someone leaves. Yes. As I say, someone leaves. Running away. Maybe he will be, but he won't be there very long.
Oh my God.
And he's young-ish, right? 60 something?
Yes. Now, with the Lover's card, does that just sometimes mean two people?
It could.
Okay. Or like a partnership, but it doesn't mean necessarily romantic.
It's all things Gemini. Yes. Mercury. Yes. Definitely partnerships.
Okay, this is a little bit over the top for me to ask. What did you get?
I just have these, I just keep seeing these 3 cards that I pulled ahead of time. And I'm like, I think I've had these 3 cards for like 6 shows in a row. The Aquarius, the Pluto, and Uranus. Just interesting. It's like something blowing up. It's always something blowing up.
It is.
It is. Cards. And that Pluto revenge card.
Is this somebody coming forward that Pope Leo, is there somebody coming forward that Pope Leo doesn't want to come forward, that says he knows him?
You know, let me see. 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Yes, this is like what keeps him up at night. It's a yes, but you know, it's interesting. I almost feel like, is it a possibility? I don't know the reality of it. This original 3 cards that I pulled, that he will be like another revote, a second vote, like the pushback is significant, that he is, it's like the recount the ballots or something.
Whoa. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Maybe there could be like some pressure or something, because I think people are starting to really digest what this means. Yeah. So maybe there's going to be some kind of pressure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to see. We were mentioning the part about Mars coming in here with, where's Mars? Mars is at the top here. And so there's some real, like, this is fiery energy. And we'll have to figure out what that was. If you want to see more, you can go to last week's show about the fire. There's somebody pretty angry here that's coming in the first week of June because of Chiron kind of hitting the June area. Opposing Black Moon Lilith. It might be something about the legal system. Could there be some type of court news that comes in the UK that everybody's talking about?
It's that 2 of Pentacles again. Yes. This is like defamation or something where, you know, the Ace of Swords in reverse always for me is about a lie being exposed. And it's like 2 sides of the coin, 2 stories, 2 versions of information that is, you know, inaccurate, presented inaccurately. I say defamation, but information that is a lie. There's a lie. Ace of Swords too can mean a lawyer. This could be a bad lawyer. I
notice the women there. Could it be 2 women?
2 women. It could be. And it could be 2 bad lawyers. That's what I'm seeing. Yes. To the answer of 2 of Swords.
Twins.
Yeah.
Julie and Julie. Or with Chiron, which is what I'm looking at. And you know, sometimes when Chiron is not in with a blue line, or like a sextile or a trine, if it's with a red line, it shows pain, heartache. It can show a wound. But look at how Chiron is sextile Venus in Aquarius, someone who is quite intelligent with the Aquarius there. It does look like there are lots of female themes coming up.
Yeah. And the Ace of Swords also is Aquarius energy.
Okay. So space engineers, you know, I'm afraid to say that this was right around here, which was the early April time frame. I think that was Virginia Giuffre. So will we hear... See, and you know why I say that? Because look at the square to Uranus here, which represents the unaliving. Yeah. So that was coming up there. Will there be more information coming out about Virginia that we're going to see? Maybe something court related?
The Empress. That's a yes. And it's something coming out, literally something being birthed. This is, 3 of Wands. It's for the world to know. And the 3 of Wands is like, there's an expectation that's set. It's an intention. So someone has an intention to do something or reveal something or birth or unearth is sort of what
Earth
I'm
or on
seeing.
Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Jen, you said you pulled the death card reversed about the last Pope question. So was that, I think that's the one about maybe something coming out about him. What in general is the death card reversed?
Usually it's some kind of indicator of delay or something being stuck and unable to change. You know,
Okay.
if you think about with the Pope, it's like something can't be changed.
And greetings, AB 1120 from Trinidad and Tobago. Boy, we've got such an international crowd. This is so much fun. Will he belay the last Pope?
Be
What's
the
that?
last Pope.
Oh,
Maybe
be
it's a typo.
be the last. Yeah. We kind of did we answer that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
might
know. I feel like if he might be replaced.
replaced.
Yeah, he might be replaced.
I wanted to show you. I've been going through some of our old shows, and when we use the charts for Sunday through Saturday, they really do work. I mean, it's pretty amazing, some of the things that we got. So this was the May 4th chart for the US for Wednesday. So this was the day really. But all of the stuff, there was a lot of fighting the day before. There's a lot of fighting with Leo, which is the president. And also the day before it was announced, I guess they were talking about it.
Yeah.
And what is Pisces? Pisces is transgender. So that was what everybody was talking about for the week, which is the third house, where you can look at the third house, see what people were talking about.
So if someone wants to run their week for themselves, is it the solar return with your natal?
What I did, I just pulled like Washington, D.C., and then I did the date for Sunday and then midnight.
Okay.
At least for that chart I did.
Right.
Now I've got another chart that is coming up, and that's May 25th. And I thought it was really interesting because there is Black Moon Lilith at the top, and we have got this big T-square. This is like a bad guy. We talked about the bad guy before. This could be the Middle East, but May 25th seems to be something that is pretty, I want to say May 25th right out of the gate, because that would be the first house. That's Sunday. It could also be, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Could be Tuesday too, because the moon is part of this T-square. But what do you think is happening on May 25th?
Let's see. Is that a Sunday? No, it's Saturday. Saturday?
Wait a minute. I think it was May 20th. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. Yeah.
Spies? Anyone? Exiting. I'd love to know if there's financial in the chart, if there's something around money.
Okay.
It feels like lost money, hidden money, stolen money.
Okay. Let me see. How would that? Well, it is Scorpio we're talking about, and we got Black Moon Lilith up there. It's in the 9th house, so this is pretty big in the news. Anything we have hitting the 9th house, plus Venus rules. Oof! It looks like a tough week because everybody wants answers and seems they can't get any. I think. Oh, the moon is in Taurus. Duh. Of course, it has to do with financial things.
Yeah.
So I wonder maybe if it has to do with, could be crypto.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels like, well, the last card I said, what's the outcome? What is the totality of this message? And it gave the death card. And it made me think of like the death of the dollar, the death of the crypto, something with the death of, or an end, or like I said, like a stealing, it's gone, it's hidden, it's away.
Okay.
There's some ending, or even a big closure to a financial institution.
Oh,
like a bank
a bank.
fold, something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
like a
Or
bank folding.
maybe a bad bank.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
people.
scandal around a bank.
Yeah.
And they're like running away, hiding the documents, hiding the data. The
Yes.
Knight of Swords.
And it doesn't look like they're very successful.
Mm-mm.
Elphaz, I did not know that. Did anyone hear about Prince Andrew's former aide caught by hidden camera talking about all the Epstein stuff? No, I did not. We've been talking about a worker. So I wonder if maybe, thanks for bringing that up. Elphaz, perhaps I'm getting it mixed up and it was an aide, but John Bryant said he was annoyed. Andy lied to him. I didn't know that. Yes. Karen Trump is June 14th. Okay, so this is this week. And this is where I get the second revenge plot. And you could see, again, the T-square, pretty much what we're already talking about. But this is the third house of transportation. And it looks like, remember, Mercury is twice. And so we might see the twin of something this week. Maybe from a local standpoint, from transportation, that maybe it's thwarted again. Do you think that's true? Should I ask a yes or no?
Interesting. I mean, I guess it's a yes, if it's a yes/no question. But I'm not seeing transportation yet. Let's see what comes out. Oh, yes, true. Now we have the Ace of Swords. Like, this is saying, you got it. Nail on the head. Temperance and the Queen of Pentacles. It feels like money crash. Like, I don't know why money keeps coming out, but local money. Yeah, too. You're right. Gemini. There's that Mercury card again. I had the Chariot card earlier. It's more about information. Lots of information. This feels like it could be another one of the
signal
breach. Like there's a breach in communication. This 8 of Wands. That's the group text. That's a group text.
And we called that second time too. So this would be the third time, which is Gemini, 2 or more. Could be a group of texts.
Yeah, and it's a big deal. And it could, this time there could be a woman at the center of it. If you see that in the chart, I see a woman. Okay. Dark hair.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time. Big time.
Maybe red hair.
Look, Venus and Aries. Definitely yes. Redhead.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
But yet she seems controversy. There's something where she's helping, because you could see that the blue lines, like everybody's having a hard time and they're like, just go to her. Who that could be? The German president. I think this has to do with Trump. Now, here's the other thing. We've got 2 royals in the mix here. This could be a royal thing. This could be a royal thing with their investments with tariff. Well, I don't think they're going to be saying anything about tariffs. It is something so vengeful. Now, I'm kind of getting off the topic though, because it seemed like there would be a revenge plot maybe from Iran, because that would be Scorpio. So much bullying too, real big time. I mean, we're not seeing the end of bullying yet, not for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that in general with people, people that I've talked to, people that are talking to other people. They're telling me what people are saying to them. And it's just like, they're really coming at them really like hard. And it's like, normally people don't talk like that, or it's so much war. Right. It's really odd. Oh no, Diane, I did not. Yes, Jen, Newark shutting down last week due to employees walking off the job. Yeah. And then there was another outage too.
Right.
Yes, Elphaz, you're right about that, with the toe scandal. And maybe a crisis manager of Andrew. They're not done yet as far as controversies, that's for sure. Okay. Big triangle, intriguing. Actually, 2 T-squares there. Now, also, we're just getting into Capricorn, because we were in that Sagittarius for a while. Sagittarius represents Harvard, represents the higher learning. And we're hearing a whole lot about that right now. So that's going to come to a close. Letters to Harvard are probably no longer going to be edited and put online like they were last week, which I think a lot of people found pretty funny.
Yeah.
But now we're getting into a new chart ruler for this week, and that's going to be Saturn here. Looks like there could be some pretty positive things, things that are returning. Old data returns. We get our data back. But at the same time, there is a square here with Gemini. And so this could mean two things we don't want. Sixth house can show health, workers, communications. This could be an outage. Could there be an outage this week? Workers can't work.
Wow. Well, Queen of Wands. I mean, she's there by candlelight, right?
Yeah.
Possible. And it's a yes in the upright. Could there be? So we can clarify it. You know, it could be isolated to, this sounds strange, but it could be isolated to areas that are, from a real estate standpoint, at a disadvantage. It feels like it's isolated, and that might be a little bit of the controversy. If there's an outage, it's in a lower socioeconomic area that's impacted more than maybe it's like a big city or something like that. Might be more rural. That's what I'm saying, more rural, which is even more challenging. It's like a Taurus energy, like country.
Yeah, it could also be kids too. Something for kids. What would your card be for kids? Or can I ask you, is there an event that's going to happen that has to do with a group of kids?
I've seen that earlier. Oh, Chariot. Yes. I don't love this combination. The Chariot, the Moon, and the Three of Pentacles. Look at this, young girl. This is Three of Pentacles is Virgo, Mercury. So little people. The Chariot and the Moon in this deck anyway, I mean, it's like she's underwater. It makes me think of another boat issue. Maybe that there are children aboard.
Okay. I hope not. We've been seeing
I hope not.
We've been seeing quite a few accidents with kids in the past few days, I think, with that Gemini. So,
and that's an 18 card.
Is it? We don't like squares with Saturn. Yeah, Julie Moore-Dale. I was talking about UK outages. So yeah, the outage in Newark was for 90 seconds, but still it's scary. Yeah. And Jen, that was bizarre how the airplane's landing in Newark. Couldn't hear the tower at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like a Mercury retrograde we're seeing. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's the big thing that I'm seeing this week is how we've got that Saturn, and also with North Node there can be, foreign cars with North Node. But also we're still talking about the Pope here. This is the Pope. And so there's a square to Gemini, and this might mean that maybe he's not able to speak for some reason. Maybe they're holding him back, or he's delaying. There's some kind of delay maybe from the Pope. What do you think?
Let's see. This is a positive yes if we're answering yes, no, but this is a strong card, like in a powerful, relevant and power position. Someone who has strength, vitality. It's a good card. That Lover's card keeps coming up when we talk about the Pope, like 2. That's what I'm getting.
I know, Shauna, a lot of people have said that. It felt like Mercury retrograde this entire year. But also with the Moon going into Scorpio. And I'm going to have a show tomorrow about Coburger, and there's a Dateline. Have you heard about it? The
I
date.
have heard that there's new information. I haven't seen it, but I
So
heard
we're going to be discussing all the new information that is coming on Dateline tonight. So that should be interesting. That'll be tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to talk about Princess Catherine. Oh, you just wait. Hold on to your hat there. Now, for the mundane charts that we pull on Thursday, when wasn't the Pope chosen? It was chosen yesterday, right? It was a Leo day, which was Thursday. And normally it would talk about political climate, education. Fifth house is usually high school, and financial speculation. And then also a king. And then the sixth house, which we're going to look at this time, is public health, court proceedings, workforce, and overall stability of the country. This is the UK chart. We were talking about war, because Mercury ruled the show chart for last time. But yeah, there was some kind of Gemini type of energy that we were talking about where the twins came in again. And I think we were talking about pizza too. Yes. And we've been seeing so much pizza with regard to the Pope or Italy or whatever. It's a lot of AI that we're seeing. And you can look at the house behind you. So this would have been our 12th house. And for anybody just joining us wondering what the heck I'm talking about, this is the timestamp for our last show when we were talking about war and all of that stuff. So Mercury talking in Aries, talking about war. But all of this stuff was in the 12th house of us talking.
Right.
We couldn't see what was going on.
Right.
And it was like the Pope's secret. Neptune is the Pope. Right. And then this is tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the raven-haired witness that I was talking about, July 2nd of last year. And suddenly this raven-haired witness is coming on to Dateline tonight. There she is. And then there's also new CCTV for that night. 4 college students were killed. Also, tomorrow I am reviewing the Missy Beavers case in Texas. We're going to break down the profile of her murderer. So now, omens and sibyls, we had a lot of the Met this week. All new for the Met. Different carpet, different flower. You know what I'm getting at, but are you looking at it? Are you seeing what it looks like? To me, it looks like a funeral parlor. Doesn't it?
It does.
It's like a funeral parlor.
Yeah.
Everybody's wearing black. So is that an omen? I don't know. But then on top of it, we've got Rihanna pregnant. So there's a lot of Scorpio themes.
Yeah.
I think that this is some kind of omen. There's going to be a funeral. And there's going to be a rebirth. I guess this is going to be for us, maybe let's say in the next 12 months. What are we seeing? What kind of omen is this for?
First card that popped out is that Judgment card. And this is always an interesting deck to see Judgment card because it's like the soul leaving the body, and you just said it's like a death. That's my King Charles card. Scorpio, King of Cups.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Lisa James, maybe the death of the Met Gala.
Yeah. Well, there is a statistic apparently out there that people that go to the Met Gala, they break up after they go together. There's a pattern.
That's in a sense a death omen.
Death of the relationships of the people who attend.
Yes, something in a pizza restaurant. Seeing a lot of AI with pizza. It reminds me of the Cleveland Kids show a year ago. Pizza. Didn't Pope Francis leave some money for a pasta business? Oh my God, it's so funny. Yes, thank you, Shauna. And yeah, I really I don't think it's going to be the death of the Met Gala, but it's a great guess, I think. I wanted to show this one more time, and that is sovereignty winning. So sovereignty wins. This is good. We just kind of think about that. Yeah. And then also March 19th, we were talking about the oranges, right?
Yes.
Crates of oranges
Yes.
were filmed pouring out all over the highway, and how, maybe it could be an omen for something. Well, what was weird was April 23rd. It was about a month later. There was Sahara dust covers large parts of Greece, and it was an orange color.
Yes.
Maybe an additional orange omen. I don't know,
Hmm.
but I thought that was kind of crazy. So now we've got Prince Andrew, his solar return. Where are we right now? We are, if I were to see this in someone's solar return chart, and I was looking at this, I might first look at the moon, because the moon is ruling his fourth house of home. The moon's here, moon in Scorpio. So something having to do with his home has to do with a betrayal. And because anytime you get a square with anything in Scorpio, usually it's like a betrayal or some kind of jealousy, but I'm sure it's probably some kind of betrayal. And then also Aquarius shows that can be a move. But what really shows a move or some kind of, it's kind of like it's a shock. It's a shock.
Yeah.
And the sun rules the fourth house, and that squares Uranus and the ascendant, the chart itself. It's like, it's almost like the chart breaks. So, and it's in the fourth house of home. So I think there's some pretty good indicators here that the Prince Andrew's going somewhere. Where is Prince Andrew going?
I had that before for him. Oh. Do we have to always have this wild bucking horse when we talk about Andrew?
Andrew, it's true.
Always.
Maybe he's having a good time there.
This is a fun card. It's very intense Leo, dating, fun, sexy energy, adulty energy. But
maybe he's going to get caught.
When you first said the sun, you said squaring his ascendant. Is that what you?
The sun squares, which is the fourth. It's kind of the fourth house lord. It's really the fifth house lord of family, but it's the fourth and the fifth, and it's squaring Uranus.
Yeah, it feels like that. He could actually get somebody pregnant. Could he get somebody pregnant? I keep getting...
God, that's so like you're pretty sure when you say those types of things.
Yeah, because this is like celebrating a birth, a pregnancy, a change in family situation, but it doesn't have to be him getting someone. It could be someone in his family. Like you said, fifth house is family. Could be someone in his home. Someone's pregnant or having a baby.
Princess Catherine or one of his kids.
It could be one of his kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So more, but there's too much of a complete, it's really like it's a lightning bolt that goes towards his home. And it's something he can't see because Uranus is in the 12th house. He does not see it coming. It is accidents as well. So he has to be real careful, like I've said, on those horses.
That's what I thought with that square to the ascendant. I'm like, does he get broken?
Exactly, because of the sun. The sun is the body, right?
Yeah.
And it is squaring the Gemini rising. And remember, he's already had it happen one time.
Yeah.
It was bucking. This could be the second time that he has a problem with a horse. Yeah, I know. Wow.
Two of Cups. So two, yes. Could be two.
Okay.
With the Tower. There's the
really?
Yeah, on the bottom underneath this Two of Cups.
Whoa. Okay. Oof, I hope not. I hope not. Yeah, it would be a shock lightning bolt if he gets someone pregnant. I think he's on his good behavior. I do.
Yeah.
But we're going to look at Princess Ferguson's chart, so we'll be able to see something there.
Yeah.
This is Fergie, and where are we right now? It's May 9th. So she's in the 7th house. And that's going to go for another couple of days. It just moved in from Taurus to Mercury. And it's important for anybody's chart to look at which house is going to move through Algol, because this can be like the devil strikes. And for sure, there's right around this time was when the Virginia Giuffre news hit, or that she was dealing with that. So I'm sure that had something to do with this part of the chart in her solar return. Now, going to Mercury, Mercury's going to be here in the 5th house. Oof. This is Scorpio. This is the twin Scorpio. This is like 2 wars. But thankfully, because she has the blue trine here to the North Node, this means she gets something. What does Princess Ferguson get?
I pulled the 4 of Wands. That's an engagement card. It's a celebratory card. It's real estate. It's a home. It's land. We'll clarify it for her. Yeah, this is like a decision. The Judgment card is a change. And it feels like, does she gain a home? Does she gain whatever it
Real
is?
estate. Scorpio.
Yes, real estate. Yes, like given a home, gifted something. Yes, that's it.
Oh, could it be something that's being transferred in her name?
Maybe. Yes.
Secret. And it's in the 12th house of secrets.
Yeah.
Angel, you said, I absolutely love the beautiful energy from Amber's new place. And Angel wants to know, are you all settled? You look so at home there. You do.
Thank you. Yes.
We
have a ghost.
Oh, can we talk about the ghost? It's a friendly ghost.
It's a friendly ghost. Yes.
Okay.
Which I think puts me at ease here.
Yeah, somebody to watch over you. The dogs, are they still watching the door?
They do. Yeah. They do. They just lay right at the door and just watch the door, which has opened on its own a couple of times.
That's neat. I love it. I like a good ghost.
Yes,
maybe from one of her daughters. Good news for Fergie. There is some talk. Charles has given Andrew the lodge after all this time. Maybe it's that. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's something that's coming up that's very, very uncomfortable. This is the 7th house. Yeah. So, of course, we're talking about, or she's thinking about Andrew here. It has to do with everything that's Andrew related in that blue. Like, this is like, this is what you want in your chart. You've got Venus, which is money. We've got Pluto, which is real estate. And 3rd house, local real estate. There's a little bit of an interruption, it looks like, with that red line. But let's look and see where Andrew is. He's Venus over here. Oh, boy. Okay, so he's part of that blue triangle, but we've got this opposition to Neptune. So there is something, it's an old scandal. Something's pulling him down, but he's able to get out of it somehow. Or he's focused on something else.
Right.
Ugh. This is the Virginia thing, I think.
Yeah.
Virginia thing. I've got the USA decade chart here. Pluto runs the chart. You know, to do your decade chart, you just type in the decade, so 2020 instead of your birth date.
Okay.
And then you go over to, we're looking at July 2025 here. And I thought that was really interesting. We're coming out of this Aries, like everybody's mad, fight, fight, fight. I mean, that's 2024. So
turbulent, very turbulent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're coming into a time where Uranus is coming in. This is like the fall. This is the early fall. And we've got a big blue triangle here. It's actually in a kite. It's in the 8th house. This is, you've been saying it from forever. Crypto, it's money, it's banking. It's a huge, this is good. This is finally something good, I think, that's coming in. Will regular people be happy about whatever this is? It looks like, I know it's going to be the whole crypto thing, but anything else that's going to help people financially.
Yes, card with the Fool. This is people being able to be free. This is that freedom card sometimes. And she's holding a crystal, sort of, you know, magic in her hands. That 9 of Cups is on the bottom, which is also people being very happy. It's sort of a yes. Ooh, families. Happy families. Money. Long-term money. This is investments too. It's an investment for long-term wealth. So maybe crypto investment.
Okay.
Something positive.
This is the USA chart. It's the solar chart. And, it's always interesting is looking at the 12th house of a chart, a solar return chart, because it shows foreign places and what's happening in the June time frame. We're pretty much up here, though, and we're coming into the Libra time frame. We've got Black Moon Lilith, and this is in a big, big T-square. So that's coming up first, it seems.
Yeah.
And it is in the house of death. Now, the last time I asked, who's dying, it was like the Pope died a couple of days later. This is another death, I think. Now, keeping in mind that this could be another death because of Neptune is also a religious figure.
Yeah.
But it's not until it's within the next week, maybe. And I'll show you what it is. You can see the T-square. So what's the profile of this next person? It looks like somebody who's not a very good person.
Yeah. And big, right? Is Jupiter involved or not?
Could be a very smart person. Uranus is trining Black Moon Lilith. Could be like an Elon Musk type. But yeah, I mean, somebody's having a problem soon, and it's a bad guy. What?
The Emperor. This is someone who is an entrepreneur, very wealthy, very successful, built something of their own. It's not typically someone in a political sphere. They usually have, but religious. I saw that earlier with the Pope. I was thinking that that can't happen. That can't happen.
Wait, what?
I was thinking that earlier about the Pope. Similar message to before Pope Francis passed. And I was thinking, is he traded out? Is there a change of Pope? I'm like, this person is just in. I don't know. Is there something around, or a religious leader outside of the Pope? Tower just showed up on the bottom.
There's more. There's more religious drama
around children from the past.
That's coming up. That's coming up.
Yeah.
And with Neptune, that can mean jail sometimes. So maybe going to prison, or I don't know. Jen, you said you pulled the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe the Queen. That wouldn't necessarily mean a female, though.
Not necessarily. It just means someone who's, very grounded and has good resources and has financial stability. It's about stability. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So I think I focused on that before. We've got, for this week, give us some good news. What's going to happen this week? We were excited last week because you were saying something about, it was just everybody was happy. Yeah. And it looks like the UK is able to make a deal with the US on the tariffs, and things seem to maybe be looking up for businesses. Could there be more good news this coming week?
Let's see. I think there's probably going to be good news around the royal family. I don't know if you could see that in the chart, but this is, for me, this is Capricorn, and it could be Catherine, could be Scorpio, King Charles, and 10 of Cups. This is, happiness, togetherness, people all together.
Okay.
I don't know what's on their schedule for next week, but
do you think it's a big announcement? It
could be. I don't know. It's an event. It's an appearance. It's an event. This, sometimes, this can be
a game.
A game.
Oh, who? I wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah, pregnancy, maybe.
When was Catherine last seen with Charles?
Well, they were photographed.
The last.
The VE Day all week. And then also the big news was Charles and Camilla unveiled their new portraits, which with Neptune we've seen, we're like, oh, there's a there's a photo or a video. Well, it's probably a portrait.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we've been getting a couple of pregnancy cards. Plus, we saw that Rihanna Omen. We'll have to see what happens. So, but well, thank you for spending time with us. We really appreciate it. If you're interested in a reading with either me or Amber, you can go to my site or email Amber. We'll see you guys soon.